Hey, so welcome back to another clay video. I want to give a massive shout out to Caribbean for organising this really cool collab. So go ahead and check out Caribbean's video, link in the description. And then there's a couple of other people joining us. I hope I'm saying this right, it's Adas Atilia, I believe. And then lastly, we have Clumsy Thumbs. So definitely go to the description and check out their videos as well and see their really cool clay creations. So for my one, I got inspired by the latest McDonald's Pokemon, like they also had a collab, I guess, and it just came to the UK this last month. So I decided to do like a kind of beachy terrarium. I don't even know if you can call it a terrarium, but anyway, it's like a beachy theme. And I got these like Christmas baubles, basically the biggest ones I could find. So you can see like it's in my hand there and it's quite big. And for the bottom half, I just filled that with some white air dry clay. Just to like kind of fill it up and also to colour it in the white colour that Pokeballs usually are. And then I moved on to creating like my scene. So as I said, I was inspired by the like Pokemon McDonald's collab. So I got like a backdrop of like a sea like scene, and then on the other side of that was actually like a forest scene. So I decided to do like a sea one, and it was perfect because Squirtle can like go in this scene, and Squirtle is one of my like favorite Pokemons. So I basically grabbed like some sand colors and like watercolors, and basically rolled them together, and I used one half of the like massive bubble to basically cut the shape. Then I moved on to making some palm trees. So I have to be honest, I made these twice because the first time I did this they actually kind of fell apart in the oven. I think my clay was kind of really hot, like in general when I was using it, because it's been really warm here in the UK recently, like abnormally warm. So my house is really hot at the moment anyway, so that results in my hands being really warm, and then the clay getting kind of a bit too overworked, so it was a bit stickier than I would have liked. So when I made it the second time I didn't show it, but I basically used some wire just to give the palm trees basically some stability. So I made them in the same way, but obviously it just had a wire in the middle, and just using some green clay and then like a darky midi browny color for like the tree trunk. So I made two of those basically in the same way as you just saw, and then I grabbed like this browny kind of, I don't know, more earthy color clay to basically make like some kind of like rocks, or you know, like dirt, ground, I don't know what you call it, around like the palm trees, just to give it a bit more atmosphere, whatever you want to call it, a bit more of a better look. And then I grabbed this like grey color to kind of make a bit of a mountain. So obviously because the bauble is like round, I had to be quite conscious of how like tall the things were inside. So some of this stuff is basically not in proportion, as you will see when you see the Squirtle. But basically I couldn't help it because of the curvature of the bauble. It just had to be like done like that, really. And I also went ahead and added some green grass and this like lighter green, and I also used that just to add a bit more color on to the palm trees, you know, just give it kind of a little bit more detail there. So I actually ordered a bunch of these like bauble things. So if there's any other ideas you have, let me know in the comments. I was thinking of kind of doing a sleeping Snorlax maybe. I thought that would be quite cute in one of the baubles. And then once I'd kind of like arranged my sea scene, I started working on the Squirtle. So I am no expert with clay, so doing something on this small scale is quite fiddly, and it did take me a few goes. So the go you're seeing here is basically my most successful one, I think. I don't know, maybe you'll be the judge of that. You might not think it looks that good, but I think he turned out okay. And I just grabbed a few of the colours that Squirtle is. I know some of them don't match perfectly, but these are the colours I had to hand. So I kind of made his head shape, and then I moved on to his body. So it was quite simple, like a oval sphere kind of shape, doing his like tummy in that green color, and then at the back and the brownie color and the white like line surround. And I just used a craft knife to add like the line detail onto his tummy, or whatever you want to like call it, the bottom of his shell, I guess. And then I added on his arms and his legs in the same turquoisey color. I really love this color, one of my favorites after pink. And then I put his head on, so I did adjust the arms slightly because they seemed a bit too big. Now realistically, Squirtle should have been a lot smaller to fit into this scene, but then he would have been, I don't know, ridiculously tiny, and I just want him to be a bit bigger. And I decided to put him on a surfboard, so I grabbed some like orangey and blue clay to shape a surfboard, as you can see here, and just making sure he like fits on. And then I added in some waves, so I did actually end up cutting this down a bit because once I'd put Squirtle onto the waves, he like wouldn't fit under the bauble thing. So if you're ever gonna do this, like bear that in mind. I know I was at the beginning and then I kind of forgot about it. I was in the zone making all of my clay, and I also went ahead and added some of this like white to make it look like the wave is kind of crashing against the sand and also against the sea itself, just where the Squirtle is sitting on, or sorry, standing on the surfboard. And here is his like final face. So I did do the eyes, but it was just so tiny you just couldn't really see it on the camera. Maybe I should have zoomed in more, but never mind. Then once I'd cured it in the oven, I cut off those extra bauble bits so that it would be like nice and round. And I literally just like pushed the clay piece in. I didn't use any glue or anything. It seemed to fit okay like that. And for the surround, like to make it look like the Pokeball, I'm just using some foam and double-sided tape. And yeah, that is basically my final terrarium, if you can call it that. I'm not really sure. I think it looks really cool. Quite happy with how it turned out. As you can see, my palm trees are like a bit flopped over because they were so tall, so I kind of had to like bend them down, so that's kind of cool. I had the wire, but yeah, here is how it turned out. Don't forget to check out everyone else's like Pokeball clay creations, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!